we are, part 3 of Surya Namaskar A. Our bow to the sun. So we're going to crank it up a little notch today. We're going to make it definitely hot in some areas and definitely push yourself a little bit, but please have fun with this. Please don't push yourself to the point where you are forcing yourself. Don't let that voice in your head say, I must, I must, I must. It is incremental. So work yourself up slowly. Be confident in how you move as well, and listen to the body you have got. Every day we wake up feeling differently. Some days I do not want to do yoga. And those are the days where I should do it. So be kind to yourself and be forgiving too. So let's look at our sun salutation A, our bow to the sun, and let's look at the third adaptation of it, closer to its full expression as we can do for you today. So we're going to come to the front of the mat. No props needed either. We're going to stand at the top in our mountain pose. So let's get our feet steady and ready by bringing the feet together or hip width apart. Please work with what works with you. Don't think, right, well she's doing it with her feet together, I've got to. Absolutely not. It's only how your thighs, your legs and your hips are telling you. That's what you should listen to. Definitely not me. Feet together or apart, but toes are spread. Spread them open, activate the soles of the feet, get the fascia and muscle working, open and ready to move. So getting those feet together or apart, but opening up everything and grounding the feet to the mat. As our feet are grounded, our heels are underneath our knees, our knees are underneath our thighs are underneath our hips in a line. And our shoulders should be over our hips, our arms gently drop, face open, palms open to the front. And we take a breath to steady. Inward breath coming up to our upward salute. Palms can be shoulder width or palms to meet, gazing at the thumbs. Please listen to those shoulders today. And as we breathe out, we're going to do our forward fold. Bending the knees if that's what you need today. The hamstrings might not quite be woken up. Bringing our hands to the ground or the shins. Please work with your body dimensions too. Taking a breath in, folding forward. Bringing the thighs and the chest together. So if the knees need to bend for that action is far more important than the legs being straight. The thighs and the chest meeting to create that forward fold, creating that removal of air so that we can get close, we can action the hamstrings, bring the hips and the pelvic girdle up, opening the legs and actioning everything ready for movement. Taking a breath in, doing a half lift, a half salute. Hands can be to the shins to create that 90-degree angle if your hands can't meet the floor. You could have blocks here if it means that you feel more confident in your shape. Shins, floor, wherever you choose to be. Breathing out, folding forward once more. Now this is where it gets interesting. We can step back to our high plank. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to come to a knees down to move into the next phase of adaptation. So we have our high plank, feet pushing out against the imaginary wall behind us, wrists underneath shoulders, stomach tucked in, belly button towards the spine, and tailbone tucked just a little bit to activate that core. And then we're in this feeling, remembering this feeling, lower the knees, untuck the toes. We're now going to do something called a half chaturanga. Chaturanga Dandasana is 4-limbed staff pose, and that is the next evolution of our sun salutation. But we're going to do a half expression. So our elbows The eyes of the elbows should be facing opposite each other. We're now going to turn them so they face forward. So let me show you that. So we have our arms shoulder width apart, and our eyes of the elbow, these here, they're facing towards each other, or as close as your body will tell you. If you are hypermobile like me, please be careful with hyperextending the elbows so they bend forward. That's why we must make sure our wrist and our shoulder are always in line to prevent hypermobility, prevent injury, and keep ourselves safe. So we're going to go from the eyes of the elbows facing opposite to forward. As you can see, they're turning. You're not moving your hands, you're not moving your shoulders, you're allowing the elbows to turn, and that's how we bend. So give that a go before you're actually halfway through your sun salutation, and practice it a couple of times. It should feel not weightless, but easeful. So let's carry on. So we're going to have our high plank. We're going to bring our knees down, still in the action of our plank, so we're keeping the body activated. We're then going to turn the elbow eyes forward. We're going to bend the elbows, and then we're going to come, so our elbows are at a right angle. If you watch the side angle here, are at a right angle along the body. Squeezing in against the ribs, so we're nice and secure. Releasing the toes, coming down, and then we come to our cobra or our up dog. So coming to our cobra or up dog, whichever you chose to work with last week. Our cobra, imagining the middle of the shoulders are being pulled up by a line, lifting the front part of the chest away, but we could also lift our hands, balancing, activating the back, so there should be no pressure in the hands. Or we're going to use our upward dog, which is extending through the arms, lifting the thighs, knees, and balancing on the top of the feet. Arms alongside the ribs, opening the chest, releasing the back, and you want to tuck the toes under, push back to our downward dog. So, that is a big expression of sun salutation. And I've kept the best for last, because we have definitely left the most complicated part of it to the last part. So here you can step forward or you can hop, but please listen to how your body's feeling, particularly if it's first thing in the morning. Take a good step, or as many as you need to come forward. We're going to come back into our forward fold with an exhale. Breathing in into our upward salute. Breathing back down, and then rolling the spine up all the way back into our full upward salute. As we breathe out, we bring the hands to chest in our Anjali Mudra and into mountain pose. So let's have a little bit of a further look at Chaturanga Dandasana. So let me turn this way, and then you will be able to see, hopefully, a little bit more, and also understand a little bit further, but please do not feel that this is what you've got to do. Stick to a knees down plank. Roll down and pull yourself up into your cobra. It is not for everybody. It is definitely not something that everyone feels comfortable in or confident. And with that, you should never attempt it. Take it step by step. So let's see if we can do that again. Okay, so we're going to start in our mountain pose. Opening up. Breathing in, lifting the arms to our upward salute. Breathing out, we're going to fold into our own version of our forward, intense forward fold. Breathing in, we're going to come to our half salute, hands on shins, floor, bricks, and then breathing out back to our forward fold again. Okay, now here's our decision. Stepping back to our high plank, hands under the shoulders, fingers spread like stars, feet pushing against that imaginary wall, tuck the tail a little, pull that belly button up to the spine, and activate your core to keep you strong. So what you can do here is bring your knees down and practice your chaturanga arms. So we're going to gently push forward just a little bit, bend that elbow so that that is a right angle and that is in line with your ribs. From here you can push up to your upward dog, or you can let the legs go, bend and come down. So please think about what you're working with and how you're transitioning in. Come into your downward dog. Allow the body to stop, to check, to realign itself. If the feet need adjusting or the hands need a remove, please do that, and please catch your breath and allow the rhythm to fall back in. Now, if we're going to try a little hop forward, we bend the knees, we look toward the hands, and we just hop. Nothing fancy, nothing amazing. Then we come into our forward fold once more. Half lift. One more forward fold. And then roll the back up, keeping those legs strong as you rise. Our upward salute. Anjali Mudra. And mountain pose. Tadasana. So, a little bit more intense this time, definitely getting the body temperature rising. And making what seems like a simple bow to the sun a lot more complex, a lot warmer, and perhaps a little bit nerve-wracking. That was half of Chaturanga Dandasana. The full expression can be complicated, and there are a lot of components to the entire move to take in. So maybe we can look at that again next week. In Surya Namaskar A, Part 4. Please have some fun with this. If it's not for you, be forgiving, move on.